Inside today's edition of the program Hot Seats, we get for can talk on politics and governance. And the question is, are we getting it right? And that's more the reason at the studio we get, as we speak, Alhaji Alpha Kanu, the presidential spokesman for the bill-led government. My pleasure for getting at the studio as always, Alhaji Alpha Kanu. Good evening.
Good evening, my friend and brother and nephew. But it's important also make a pass on season's greetings to me people in Salon. It look like say the country quiet, peaceful. We're all happy. Now that we want. Like you just talk to jaw. It's better than to war. The thing I do so fine and for advance the democracy and the peace and security in the country. Thank you very much for that.
We similarly to extend invites to, of course, members from the other end, the main opposition of the Congress Party. The fact is, when you forget opinions, divergent views of people, that's more the reason why one forgets a balanced conversation. We extend invites also to them. But we know say them will soon join the program as we go along. But nonetheless, Samuel Ibrahim Koroman my name. And now we go straight into the program. Alpha Kanu, you serve as the presidential spokesman for the president. How it's like for serve as the talkman for the president?
Very satisfying. I get a boss where I feel good for work for him. My person way really in love for country and the welfare of the populace. Than they infectious. Now that infection, they don't transfer to me.
You say good and satisfying. Is it one way, now boss will give free and free will for do things as and how you want them?
Well, not as and when how I want them. I have a TOR. What is my TOR? My TOR is to be the amplifier. I will be the relay station for His Excellency the President. We talk to the public. Outside the voice now reach me the Kerango. So I cannot invent in it.
So in the process, you add or they reduce?
No, not the invent. Now I say mean amplifier. Amplifier not the add. They reduce. And they relay exactly what you want in people in relay. And I believe say it's good for me because the messages and the things that it can talk to the people about, the things that we do for the people, I feel really relieved that me and the person when they transmit that to the remotest of areas. Yes, I am happy. My boss will give me free hand for make I do what he want me for do. That is his policies, his achievements.
Alpha Kanu, today topic centers around politics, governance and that of the economy. Let me start off with governance. You, in your estimation, you think we're in the right direction?
You see how you measure right direction? Politics is what? Now for shape the opinion of the people according to the wishes and according to the social contract we sign with them. The social contract being what? The manifesto we they put out. We tell people saying, now this I want for do for now. If you not feel saying that this I want, I am a candidate. If not you want, then maybe the other person will be a better candidate. But when you don't put that competition, at the end of the day, then choose you. That means you proposal where you make for the social contract, and they find. And when you follow what you say, if you do harm, then yes, we're on the right track. What is the right track? The right track is the manifesto. And for talk about 2024 manifesto, now 5 game changers, the Excellency the President saying go do. You know, there are 1,000 game changers where they now the country. But now 5. Now I say you could do within these 5 years. It said this time we go concentrate on feeding Salon. I.e. we go rely on we own agriculture. We not go sit down the wait for a wait man or Indian or Chinese man. Go make it, he can give it. Because the possible way they give it, the day we don't give it, you will get for do what you want to. So that self-security, it starts with food security. And food security means you get to rely on what you do. So that first it puts us in priority. And that priority, it resonates with the people. As you can see with the last civic education festival where we do out there, you see feed salon represented heavily. And 60% of the representatives from agricultural sector now be women them. We don't do into commercial agriculture. We don't do for plant race. We don't do for meal race. We don't do for produce race. And also for make sure say other commodities like vegetables and fruit, they're available for we out of Sierra Leone for the Sierra Leoneans. You see that. But also, the second thing we put is what? It's say for look after human capital development. Carrying on from the last term, where you do the first term, where you give you the human capital development based on education. It say it will continue for deepen the involvement in education for the government control, and we don't see. We don't produce so many school graduates that we don't get enough universities and tertiary institutions.
And the graduates, they produce beaucoup graduates them will be say.
When I say graduates, secondary school graduates. You know, say first who don't reach from 5, they say they go graduate. So they even now, if it's nursery picking themselves, I see them they go graduate these days. It's good. So
graduates they don't even know how to write simple letter.
I don't know those graduates. Do you know them?
I know most of them.
I see.
Then they're all over the place.
But sometimes they're not graduates at the right schools. This is the problem.
But again, you mentioned agriculture as the lead in terms of the president in 5 big game changers.
Yes.
Feed salon and priority inside this in second term.
Yes.
It don't take over 1 year.
Really?
Yes. Feed salon since the launch don't take over 1 year. Inside this first inside the World Food Day this year. And then celebrate the 1 year of the feed salon since the president launched.
How many planting seasons?
So again,
how many planting seasons?
We don't see the required impact, because for many farmers when you talk to them, we still get problem with regards to mechanization and that of irrigation. We don't stifle the farmers' the outputs.
Well, this is not a problem we've been on there. Irrigation, say forget about it in Sierra Leone. We depend on rain-fed agriculture from time immemorial. From by Bured and Tem, from by Farmer Tast and Tem, from Kailondo and Tem, na rain and they wait for. We know sabi store water and distribute them over the dry season.
And at the same time, at the same time, we see with the feed salon.
No, the feed salon get a program for introduce irrigation into the 3 main rice bowls. That of Tomabom, Bundapi, Mambolo, well 4, Mambolo and Samu,
sure.
Including Lokoma Sama, we say Samu, Lokoma Sama, they inside. So that is a project that will not happen in 1 year. First, you have to clear the ground, you get for dig the channels, you get for provide the cisterns, that is the dam, the Musai, they keep the water, and all that doesn't happen in 1 year. You program down so that when they're ready, maybe after about 1 year or 2, you're able to go into agriculture when irrigated agriculture. But now, this year, now rain-fed agriculture now depend, because we introduced some last year, the feed salon program last year, and now 1 season this no more. In fact, me waiting make. Now, yesterday I come from.
And that's not make even the farmers, they must mention a Lokoma Sama and other areas. Neighbor plants all throughout the year.
But
when them plants one time,
them plant, okay.
When them plants one time,
that's what they've been doing.
3 months.
Yes.
Then neighbor plants again.
Thank you. Now they introduce irrigation.
But it just didn't have papers with the speak.
No, not in a paper.
Practicality
It's on the ground already. No, you can't do it all together. Rome was not built in a day. Now step by step. So if you start with Bundapi, the next stage is where? You go some, or Mambolo. And that takes time.
Alphacan, them places they already mentioned. So, take for instance, Mambolo, and take for instance, let's say Cambian generally. Then get this Mangi River, where I don't go several times. And Mangi River, when you look at that basin, now that end most of the farmers then the plants. The swamps, most now that end the farmers in the plants. It's very simple for them to take water from that Mangi
River. Carry on by how? With bucket?
Well, not a bucket,
bucket irrigation, you get for put channels.
You're right.
And then when do you infrastructure? You get for build a network. You get for dig gutters. You get for big ditches. You get for culverts where they break the water. They get for make sluice gates, because not to all say you want the water like come. The tell you don't want the water, they lock the gates. When you want water, you open and come. So it is all scientific. And we have rivers. Now that the president say. Because we have so many rivers, and that area we call, in fact, not the Mange River no more day. It's called the Little Scarces. Now there we come out. That na the Wala area. Now the Samu area down there. Then you have the Great Scarces. That na the Cambia side. We na in this Samu area. So again, we have the Moa River. We have the Mano River. We're empty in the south. All of those get what they call river basins. Right. Them basin and the lowlands where we plant trees during the rains.
The government, one goes, they don't do extremely well. The fact is that over time, this sector we mentioned, because a country that we're able to feed itself, a country we know what for living, not independent. But again, the president don't do well for able to listen to the Maputo Protocol, we say every nation in Africa
for feeding itself.
I mean, for give the 10% of in budgetary allocation to agriculture. This year we see the president do them, but is that enough for a sector where you consider a priority? 10%, is it enough?
It's a beginning. First, you comply with the provisions. The provisions of the Maputo say not 10%.
Right.
But here in this country, I think it's 12%. So we don't pass that.
No, not 10%.
Not 10, eh?
Not 10.
Okay, well, would they grow? Would they go before? Before it was what, 6, 7%?
Right.
So it's growing, not so. And that is a big chunk of the budget when you take 10%. They put up one sector, like when even take 22% from
education.
Put up education. It affects others, but you're able to manage, which I can call ambidexterity, where the man able to do parallel processing. You work with one hand with the left hand and not the other right hand. So they manage that. Yes, 10% is a start. That is what Africa says. But President Bio no say so. President Bio say we all for feed we safe. And that means we for increase the input. Like I'm sitting here. I not come back Sunday from Port Loco. I not come Monday. Now yesterday I come because I had the harvest. We farm them, we were full plant yesterday, now finished for harvest. What affect the farmers this year? Now the floods. We lost one whole farm at a place called Rokon.
But we still able to come to terms with the realities of climate change.
Fine, well, that is it. I'm glad you came with that. We have policies that have been put together with the climate resilience policies where President don't put. We're in a part of the software them. We're in the look into. So we got these things, plans, and then implement. Then, of course, you get for the resource mobilization. So we don't dip on the resource mobilization. As you can see, it's good to bring this agriculture now. Very recently, not so, he was in Vienna. Vienna there, the OPEC group of countries where they produce oil and all that, they put together one or two other nations. Then pledged over $800 million for help with agriculture. So that's a start. That's the resource mobilization. When that comes, all them projects that they talk about, irrigation and all that, they're going to work. Can you imagine that even for now, this year, government will buy some ferries for load tractor, go na areas where na waterlogged areas.
Yeah, they may buy 2.
It's a start. You don't go buy 10 where you can only afford 2. We know we get nothing before, not so. So it's a start. Now it shows you the will is there. And because the will is there, there will be a way. Now, with all the money that they come, they will get for prioritize them into the areas where they talk about. So for now, the people there, first of all, we lost a lot of rice. I lost one whole farm, one seed no commodity, over 100 acres. All went into the water because of the flood in a place called Rokon now, Bure Chiefdom. So you get for be very, very alert to climate changes. Now you make you get this PICREF, we call it, Presidential Initiative for Climate Change and Renewable Energy and Food Security. We combine them because they're all interrelated. So all of this is affecting us.
Alpha, can we get many other sectors for talk on? Because governance now one way cover each and every of the sectors here. Let me now looking at the health sector. We notice of recent, of course, we see a lot of commissioning of hospital and
new hospitals
and
clinics
in different parts
and PHUs.
But even with the commissioning of the hospital and we get existing hospital them na Fritong and other parts of them we continue for the good deprive of basic facilities then we don't forget. Take for instance recently I visit Rokupa and Eastern. I get for puts me picking a bedu so I meet 3 other picking in day.
Well, we don't plenty. When Rokupa was built, the population was 5 million. Now the population are 8 million. So you need more hospitals and more beds. Now they build the hospitals. Now they try for bringing the new equipment and all that for filling. We are growing faster than we're able to manage as a people. So you need a leader who they think forward. And that is the forward thinking. NIMEC is say human capital development. That includes paying attention to the health of the children. NIMEC recently, because you did Cooper, there was a new hospital at Lumley, which cost $15 million, where JICA built for children, for help with the other cottage and the general rights clinics and all that. You did here. So if at Rokupa, because we are very highly populated in those areas, sometimes the space is not enough. Well, now that you don't talk and say this is happening in those things, I am sure the Minister of Health could visit that and look at the situation why 2, 3 picking them for Leone at the same bed when they are all ill and they could cross-pollinate with the diseases and all that called the canteen and day. But there was no other way for you. Now you make you being for keep that child needed hospitalization. What is important is that you get space for the hospital. Where the child now don't come out to the house. Feel better?
But again,
feel better
Alpha Khan, the situation now one way look very sad, for not just those within Freetown or the big cities, but say those in remote communities. For instance, put local and the peripheral villages them. It gets many ways still they find it very hard for access the huge chunk of medical supplies government can supply to the areas.
I'm glad you mentioned Port Loco.
Yeah, of course, because Nari come out and I believe
I'm glad you mentioned Port Loco.
Because I believe say you
in Port Loco alone, government don't build one new 100-bed hospital, state of the art. It did it. In Lokomasama, a 40-bed hospital did it. In Lunge, they're going to build another 100 or 150-bed hospital. We're King Fahd Hospital, we're the King of Saudi Arabia. The finance for it. So there are things on the pipeline that are happening. These problems not start yesterday. They're not started. They been on day before.
And you have been part of them.
I was part of it. That's I'm glad you are still there now. Where President Bill helped me, bring me in.
We're not been the see them problems. Then they've been
they see them, of course. Why do you think they introduced the free health care for children up to 5 years? That was during our time. Because it was necessary at the time for women the way they suckle, not so belly women. That not been there before then. We don't put away the way President Kanu, they don't extend them to all school-going children, not so, and it's going to extend it further. Then we make sure say they put the infrastructure there, and also we are training many doctors now and nurses, even in Port Loco. Town itself, we have a nursing school now, and in the district, I think we have about 3 nursing schools. And if you see the number of young children, girls especially, we want for going to nursing. You will gladly. Now that make what we get for us government. That university will get Port Loco. We are going to try and make it a university, a medical university. That hospital I tell you see them build. We could see if we can make it a teaching hospital for that university. Then make the train people. You see, training doctors and nurses, you can't go wrong. They will always be needed in country. If you have an excess, they want them elsewhere. So that is also a way to go bring in money into the country. Now they invisible export the way they go get their skills and come back. I know there's a country like Barbados. They go to Ghana for their nurses. Ghana has a lot of nurses. They need nurses. So all of these things we go able for, because we people them don't get this tendency for land, let me give them the opportunity for learn new skills. And they are learning those new skills. And this government is helping. So the health sector, we also have the mobile clinics, where they go into the remote areas. We have a very dedicated young doctor, we then call Dr. Ebu Kago.
But it gets limited sickness the way then they help for cure it.
Which is enable help. They have standby ambulances where they take, if you need evacuation quickly, they take you to a hospital that will look after you. Go up to the country and the people will tell you, say, they're glad with the mobile health clinics, which then they do. They give free medicines, they give free treatment and everything. And people go there. When you go there, it's like an election, the old man, they go vote for Madabio. You're not sitting in the lineup. Not sitting in the lineup for go into that. you know, and it's helping. Me self nowadays.
Countlessly, you don't mention, see, most of the development efforts, of course, the empirical development of the sea, these are ones that have been championed, or they have been channeled by, you know, foreign support from partners that we government partner with over time. I mean, you mentioned JICA, when I Japanese organization, among many others you don't mention just now. We seem for be very reliant on support with the come out from abroad. We don't make recently, World Bank say the manner at which we spend money, the manner at which we lend money and the use them, like say, we need for careful. Where other countries are, now we didn't tell that. How worry in that situation they before we Alpha Can as a country?
Well, it's a wake-up call. Possibly they go to every day for Lego give Mondo. If you can tell you, say, brother, this Mondo is soon for the member, something next day, no good day. It means go look at how you are able to mobilize local resources. Government can expand public borrowing. You self can lend to government. You can go buy 1 or 2 stocks and bonds from the bank, and they give you an interest later. That money the government they use. So anybody they talk to with people there now. Now a good point now Mr. Kuruma don't raise. So anybody who has extra cash, where you know they need them, where government need for anything, go to the banks, go buy bonds, treasury bills. Then go get you interest at the end of the day. I think the interest is what, 15, 20% or something like that. If you put 1 million leones, you'll get 115 million at the end of the year. That is if you know the user more. Well, I don't know exactly what it is, maybe 30%, 130 million. So go give the government. Government go use them. So they're not going to need for they go all the time to the World Bank and all that. They will use monies, we use them to build the roads, we use them to build the hospitals and all that. Now that's we get for begin look inwards. Let we self now begin lend to your own government. That money we you take, you keep on the bed. Take it to the bank, and then the bank ask them to invest it for you in treasury bills.
Because government external debts, now one will look very worrying as we speak.
Governments all over the world, then they pay debt. The biggest debtor in America, where they agree money. But who did they borrow from? Not from their own people. So America will not go seize the government, she can't pay me, no. They are always there. There are trillions and trillions of dollars now they get for pay. So their own people. Yes, borrowing from somebody else we get for come buckle you, now you not fine. So if the international donors and lenders don't begin give you that kind of signal, it means we for begin look inwards. Government for begin look inwards, for increase the level of sensitization for people and for invest in treasury bills. That money they they waste that. When you give the bank will give it to government for make them build hospital for you. They will give it to government to build road for you, for make them bring light, for make them bring solar energy and all that kind of thing. And that money, if you put it there, that will help us for we reduce the reliance on foreign borrowing. So yes, you are right. It is time for us to start looking inwards.
Quite recently, we see the Minister of Finance, Sheikh Ahmed Fatamandi Bangura, being going to Parliament. We are going to table the budget. Of course, the budget now one of the themes say people-centered budget, and again for improve the well-being and quality of life of every Sahelian. You see, and that way they more so when we don't get MPs within Parliament, where they look the budget and say this now one way they call a cush budget.
Well, in Parliament, don't forget, it's not a monolithic Parliament. A Parliament where you get diverse opinions, different parties and all that. Some people they inside Parliament, even if you pave the seat with gold, they will tell you, say, this gold, where sand come out, they burn me foot, so I don't want them. It's ugly. Because for them, now you sit they want. You, St. Fantamadi, they want to make you government come out so that they will come and then you go be finance minister. So those are the other self-serving issues. Me not go feel, say, anybody could describe a national budget. We well tailored like how they put it out. You call them cush budget. What does that mean? I don't understand. However,
the budget's not get head, not get tail.
How you not go get head, you not get tail? You get estimates, you get allocations, you get expenditure lines, you get sector disbursements and things like that. That is what you do with the budget. Where is the head? Where is the tail? The budget get body, and that body they nine and they use for making them decorate the head and decorate the foot. So it's very important that people start looking at these things non-partisan. when election done, put them aside. Yes, you can criticize where there are unnecessary expenditure, where you say, say money has been unduly spent, or a particular sector no get enough. You can suggest that one day. But for they begin ridicule budget, say, hey, na kush budget. And you just a sound bite.
the program now hot seats and the meet live now YV television channel 33 and self now we ready on 1.7 FM. Me the bring program team in Samuel Ibrahim Kurman na the studios. I get Honorable Alhaji Alpha Kanu, we in the presidential spokesman, and they are today for talk on this hot topic we na governance and the economy. We don't get them right. That had the question. You will watch. Continue for sending me questions, comments, and contributions. And as we go along, we'll go through them comment, question, and contribution. But ensure say you tell them to the issues that we discuss inside the program. And the program na hot seat. Alpha Kanu. Now, let me look at governance generally. What you can say with regards the opposition and support to the smooth flow of things, as you really mentioned, the country quite quiet, things they go as expected and all the rest. What you can say to the opposition most at this particular moment? You think they've been very supportive, or they're not playing a role well as opposition? Because I know one person will get critical mind as well.
They are supportive now. They're supportive now.
So they're not being supportive, is that what you're saying?
Yes, starting from 2018 to up to August 2023, and going into mid-year or something like that before the tripartite come. They were on a path of destruction, slowing down government to make sure that things don't work.
But with the circumstances the way surrounded by that term, you think say they for be supportive?
Of course, it's the country. What do they do now? Has anything changed? No, nothing has changed. Sierra Leone is still here. The government is still in place. The fact is that, like I said, people therefore begin to look at things from these monochromatic lenses. May they look at the prism. Where you put white light, you spread them out, it comes into all different colors of the rainbow. That is what we want, a rainbow approach to government. Let me all work with that, so that when we put them back through the prison, it comes out as one whole, white light, Sierra Leone, Nawion. But if you criticize or you put obstacles in front, at the end of the day, now you suffer. Now you begin and they suffer. At the end of the day, the schools that are supposed to be improving will not improve. The hospitals will not improve. And all that. Every day, if you put those kind of things, especially when they can come over with this car, they say, today we don't go parliament, or we go do this, we go concert. People sit with bated breath. And that is wasting time. Because the time they bait me breath, I'm not able to breathe, go down. I should be in the field, tending my potatoes, tending my cassava, looking after the fish where they farm. So every single minute, when you stop a government, it's going to affect the smooth flow of government by more than a month or two. So that is the situation that was then. But after the tripartite, and when our people came back, a seriously, we say, okay, politics is politics. It don't happen the way it came. I don't one day see anybody go play football match. They win, I mean, you don't see their program. I don't one day see person go play any game, volleyball or basketball, we go say it was fair. No, because everybody went there with the notion that I'm going to win and win I must.
So now the same thing that happened with election. You know, if you say person go lost election, remember say they win and that kind of way.
Oh yes, well, you've seen that. But Ghana has shown us different. And I therefore doff my hat to the current Vice President of Ghana, Dr. Mamadou Bawumia, who, when he saw that the results were not favoring him, even when not on two regions yet, when a stronghold, he's expected to win in those. Still don't waste time again. Took the phone, called the president-elect, Dramani Mahama. I said, congratulations, you won this. He said, there's nothing bigger than Ghana. So I let this go. If it is not me now, It is you today, could be me next time or somebody else. So there's always going to be a change.
But Salon Self Samoa said don't accept defeat already. We don't accept defeat already.
When did he do that?
Because in Go and Self doing the tripartite and all the rest, then they should say accept defeat.
That is it. That is when I make I say until the tripartite.
Now, quick one. During the first time we Samoa lost to President Bill, you've been there amongst the APC people will not be accept defeat then.
Oh, maybe accept. But I Samura not be accept. Other people didn't accept. Other people accepted.
So you be accept one thing.
I called the president. I called President Madabio because I saw that it was a fair election. We fought. We fought in 2018. They beat us narrowly, 48% to 51 something. All right? But we just cleanly. And because Sierra Leone must go before, and me get picking him, and family, and people like you who are coming up, I won't let the country go before, even without me, I'm not here. I took the phone and I called President Bio that night after he had been sworn in. The same day I called him, I said, congratulations.
You think that they win the trust of the president? At that moment,
I had won the trust of the president long ago.
And that make you appoint you? Because because you don't win in trust that moment?
Because long ago. Long ago when? President Bio, I don't say I'm from the NPRC. I was an operator in airlines. He was vice chairman of the NPRC. And the war was raging at the time. Day, when roads not been there, then they cut roads, rebelled, and they put ambush and all that. The only way for reach the war front to take supplies and men and machines, now by helicopter or aeroplane. Now, I've been the only person who get helicopter and aeroplanes in this country. President Biubi, they send the chief of defense staff right into my bedroom for go tell me, say they want me helicopter. They will call me, I go meet him in office. We arrange. So he trusted me.
But even after that, you've been also very critical about him.
Policies. I thought we had better policies at the time. I tell you, I don't criticize person in personality in politics. I don't have that.
You never criticize President Bill in personality?
One day. It's not of me. Not to me make himself, now God make him. Not to me make myself, now God make me. So how God wants and I say day. How in the leading life it is. But the policies where they put forward, the promises where they make to the people and all that. If they feel say we at that time were in APC, we own better, I go talk them. You can't talk say when I own better. And unfortunately at that time, then talk say we own better. And the people believe we were better, so they beat me. But in 2012, we own better, we win. So now that in 2023, I don't say it better. Now I make a promote in cause. Now I make a work with him. So it's not today that President Bio know me. He don't know me over 20, 30 years ago, where they work with him. Selflessly. Sometimes, I'm saying some money they say today they owe me. Yes. Because it's a big government now. Yes, it's a big government. But I was ready. My helicopters were always ready for making them work for government. And that is how. When he decided, say, he was going to be the leader and he became leader. Now I say, all of this, now waste of time. Now I say, make her think about Winston Churchill, where he say, it's better for talk than for fete. Jojo is better than war. He go to bush, he go look for the Sanko. The enemy, we all man afraid. At that time, maybe he say the man a ghost. But he brought him out. He shows, say, this man is interested. Not in prosecuting the war, but in building peace. Some soldiers.
But as a result of your relationship by then with, for the Sanko, that's one reason why I be able to.
What relationship did he have with for the Sanko? They were enemies.
Gets a very good relationship with him.
How could he?
Well, a very good relationship.
Why was he fighting with him?
Good relationship with him.
I don't know about that. Why was he fighting? How am I going to get good relationship with you? I fight with you. Oh, you don't get for go look for me. If you're not a leader, I mean you good, and they can't find you. For this, I'm going to wait for them, go look for him. So no, for me, that is a non-starter, okay. Not propaganda. All right? What is important is that President Bio, as leader of Sierra Leone at the time, as a young man, in his 20s, going into 30s, he said, look, fete no good. You go fend this man, Ibrahim.
So now, let me replicate that one to waiting to happen within governance generally.
Yes.
I asked you at some point in time, say, you so far feel say the main opposition APC don't seem very supportive
now.
the cause
no,
of...
not very. I will not put the adjective there. Sorry, the adverb there. Not very.
So
it's supportive
why
now.
you not think them very supportive?
Very means that it's already excellent. No.
But it seems excellent by the looks of things.
It's not. It can be improved. Okay. Better is always good. Okay. Better is always possible. Okay. So they can do better than what they are doing now. But for me, they're commendable. Then don't try. Then the support now, yes, now they don't see reason. Now they don't go into a tripartite. They don't see most of the information that they were giving them, that there's going to be a rerun, that there are results that have been held back, and all that is false. So they don't see that now, and they have come out and say, listen, we as Sierra Leoneans, we are going to work with the government to make sure that these 3.5 to 4 years we left for President Bio, make this country go before, and 2028, we as a party, APC, we go back to the drawing board and see how we can plan with strategy for let we able, for say, make a contend for the leadership of the country. That is still up to the people to decide. Now, President Bio himself, they do the things to make sure that in party, even when he leaves, because don't tell me, say, they continue, because the time don't on. We know that. The next person we will come, he will find a platform on which he will stand and point back. At that time now, the two parties will be equal. President Bio would have ruled for 10 years. APC don't rule for 10 years, going 11. So all man get record. On those records, the two people, the way they can now they look back, throw it at the people, look at who say you come out, then you tell me that's where you go, then we will begin believe and see how much we will trust you in your promises.
The governance, again, as I said earlier on, gets a lot of pointers where you can look at. Alpha Khan, one thing where don't they get many people disturbed is the aspects of people waiting to detain over time. One of which detained as a result of several other factors.
Really?
One of which get for do with recently we see some rights-based activists we been just want for express the rights of freedom of assembly and call for protest or whatsoever, peaceful protest. But when they show up themselves to the police, we see they arrest them, then are police for quite a while and all the rest. And then they ask questions, so many so to speak. What you can say about that? You think that's the right trend? That's the right way things needs to be done more so in terms of good governance and all the rest?
I'll tell you two things. We will make you believe, say, President Bio and a person will come for rule justly. The first one is, since 1965, we don't get what they call the Seditious Libel Act. That Seditious Libel Act, that's man, I pull them. Then they been give any leader any opportunity for even pretext, the slightest pretext, for hold anybody, especially journalists. They say, let me abolish him. He's done that. Politicians in Africa, but until now, the problem always is that when somebody go against them, they will use the treasonable acts, catch you, put you, most times you get killed. The first thing we President Bio say for put a stop to that, they'll abolish the death penalty. So I'm not sure this is a leader we come for lead, for let the people they're able to do what they need to do in the right way, and the freedom of speech. So if they put law, and that exists still in our constitution, that you want to go out into protest, ask the permission of the police, i.e. the commissioner at that time. Now IG we get the head of the police. And the IG will invite you, we will discuss and all that, and tell you that it is right or it is not right. But when they invite them people, I say then they come out. When the police talk to them, they found out that there are certain things that didn't match. First of all, their identity. The one way come out, they say they want to come out, they call themselves concerned citizens. You will see you represent concerned citizen. You go there as somebody else, and they come. ID cards, no show you who you are as a concerned citizen. You don't belong to this group. So why are you proposing to be the proponent of these people? So they get for ask you, no, hold on, they get for ask you, keep you, for me then ask you, what really is your motivation?
I understand your points, Alpha Khan, but countries themselves we try for photocopy, I mean, they mimic them in terms of then democracy. These countries, they will see people still they come out. When they come out, you see police, they side by side with them for ensure they can come and, you know, either condemn within a vision of the go rights or perhaps, you know, commend government or
that
whatever.
Is a peaceful protest.
You know, but
a peaceful demonstration.
You feel say this one for being peaceful?
Well, a peaceful demonstration is you should have a cause, a justifiable cause, and you should identify yourself. If you identify yourself and you don't seem to belong to the group that says they're going to come, then you are making false pretenses. And because of false pretenses, they will ask you more questions. Now I make them and delay them. The police have a right to interview you. They have a right to investigate, to get to the bottom of it. Always try for avoid going to the police. If I like I don't know, I just know I say I go to the police. I go there, I go, what you can do, say I can't tell you I do. I can't tell me I do. Sit down. Why you just grab can't tell me I do? The police, they get things the way go begin ask you, take the left day. There might be a ulterior motive behind my going to say good afternoon, pa. Yes. So, you don't for blame the police for this. The police did what they had to do to protect you and me. You know, see where the country quiet? That is their aim. Their aim is to secure and police the country such that people, ordinary people like you and I, go by with daily business without let or hindrance. Now that's not they work, and they have to do it.
But we don't see situations where even doctors then they come out for strike and all the rest. You see, then they put a hold to arm. You know, they see people. You know, the voice of people have been stifled of recent.
They're not stifled them. They call them to negotiate.
You hardly see.
They were striking for a reason. Doctors, if I remember, they are striking for petrol, for fuel. They're striking for. They called them. They spoke with them. But they discussed. Now they come. They discuss. They find out. Say, in fact, the fuel they strike for is allocated. It's allocated to tell that the own department no make it reach them and all that. So at the end of the day, they reached a compromise. Say, okay, well, let we feel they reach we. So they reached an
was it the same with the situation of the lawyers? When lawyers then sit together, we see police come and stop them saying no forget and all the rest. Now new book feels hotel. We are in the lawyers, then they part their own business, so they assemble the police, then say no, not for assembly and all the rest.
Inside the Brookfields Hotel?
Inside Brookfields Hotel. We stop them by their own guard game.
You sure?
Yes, Alpha Khan. You see I'm all over the place. It was all over the place, Alpha
I'm
Khan.
sure the police have a reason to be there. They have a reason. No, you see, the police are not our enemies. They are there to make you safe. You see, the small flicker, now they burst into a flame. So what you do is you go and stop the embers. So if ember day we want for flicker, you go there. If it suspects it, something's going to happen, I will be proactive.
But that was for a just cause. By the looks of things, it was for a just cause.
What was the just cause?
Lawyers then going to the election. All of a sudden, we all see it happen there. The lawyers then say, okay, well.
Why didn't they go to court? They are lawyers. Go to court and petition the elections. Hey, but let them not show you the example here. You're not a lawyer. Abide by the law. Go to court and petition it.
But can I see you, boss man, when are the president? Don't sack 4 attorney general and minister of justice within his 6 years in office. Not the number 5 they did also. 4. This is not the number 5 we don't candy.
Is that so?
And I don't know if I mention them.
Yeah, name them.
One of which Charles Magai. Another one,
my good friend
Priscilla Schwartz. Another one, Brewer. And the last was Mohamed Lamin Tarawali. And this is not the number 5.
When our ministry,
so we see, they're not sack them. They're not sack them. They're not sack them. Then sack them as the AG.
No,
then sack them.
They sack them as Minister of Justice.
Then sack them as the Attorney General and Minister of Justice.
Yes.
Then sack them.
No, they not sack them. They replace them.
Then sack them as Attorney General. And you said, Alpha Khan, you said so as the presidential spokesman. Might be a politician, not sack.
He replaced me. Right.
But again, we see
the Constitution is very clear.
Alpha Khan, inside 6 years, we still know he plays 4 Attorney General.
Yes.
Is it that something wrong in that sector?
No, something I don't plan. For say, this is an area that I cannot afford to have hitches of any sort. I don't know what the hitches are. But for let he decides, say, he replace the Attorney General, he must have a good reason. And those are the reasons we President can normally tell people. And you, well, you're a budding lawyer. Very soon you go in at the judiciary. I wish you well. Now, area where people always they complain. Oh, the judiciary is unfair, the judiciary is slow, the judiciary is this. I don't know. So maybe in terms of improving or something like that, something like that. I'm not saying that they sack the lawyer because they're not doing the work for improve, but sometimes it's just need for replacement according to his own timetable. Because now he's wearing shoes, the president, now he's wearing shoes. That's one thing I don't do for him. When he tells me I can take it across. But when you say make a know waiting in mind, we not say I cannot. So that is something that the Constitution gives him. The president has the right to appoint anybody and call him a minister and name anything, except the Minister of Justice will always be the Minister of Justice and the Attorney General. Than the Indian at the Constitution. And the only minister we didn't describe in the Constitution. Every other minister is just any minister, I call him anything. So those, I think, say, because it's given to him by the Constitution, he therefore keep to the Constitution at every time. So if you say, time don't do for you can notice, say, replacement and reshuffling. They call it reshuffle, sir. You know, see what happened to the former Chief Justice.
Instead of now other place
than we are an ambassador.
Instead of now other side and we are in the president on knock three.
How?
He don't sack three.
No, he's an ambassador.
Just when he come.
He's an ambassador.
But again, Alpha Khan, as we try to wrap up this program, the 2023 audit reports see over 233 billion loans, plus 10 million euros, 11 million, plus 28,000 plus 28 28,000 pounds also missing. With the current state of things, mostly with regards to the economy, you think we don't get them right? I mean, the hardship on the people,
you see,
the exchange rates, and plenty of factors.
Any audit report, even in a small company, it must find lacunae. Where sometimes a manager forgot to give a receipt for something or tender the receipt where the auditor come.
Like they all defend a presidency office, we make Lara then get send a problem.
Those are queries. So when they put out the queries, you will not say that these are indictments. They're not. They are supposed to be sent back to the companies or the sectors concerned for let them explain. After the explanation, there'll be a report. Either the PAC, the Public Accounts Committee, accepts the explanation or receives the documents as well. Or if they don't accept it, they come out with a report. It is the report that we look at. It is not the Accountant General's report that matters to me as a public. It is the report that finally comes from that tendering into Parliament of the Accountant General's report, where the Parliamentary Accounts Committee go look into, scrutinize, calling those people to explain why this missing, why that not there, and when they come out and they don't have a cogent reason for that, then they put that out. That's what matters to me. For now, could have been some lacunae.
As I said earlier on, this now been one pandemic report the way we give an eye opener to the people as to what's in the happen at the Office of President, we bring about problem for Lara and that of in deputy. But again, Alpha Khan, as we wrap up this segment, talk to the people, economy and of course governance generally. You think we get them right as a country?
The people I don't listen to me for quite some time, almost an hour, 1 hour almost. But me no say, if you send your Peking go to school, then they get a syllabus. When examination term come, and that syllabus they then they use. And then they go ask them, which they not teach them. Likewise, the president gets what he call a manifesto. That manifesto, then they talk what he get for do for we. You talk about fit salon. You talk about human capital development. That is education, health, and the likes of it, and jobs. And then you talk about infrastructure and energy. Then the public service within the reform. Like that. So if you get for examine them in those things, with things that he says he will do. Anything where you do extra beyond that, then they own na bonus, then can call and general paper. But the core subjects, where you get for we, now those 5 game changers. And for me, I think so we do the right thing. Because for now, as I said, all man the harvest. Me said the harvest yesterday and I had on. And unfortunately, the harvest will not be as bumper as we expect because of the climate. A lot of what we farmed and lost, like places in Camp D, places in Kontawala, places in Samu, in Bambolo. People then lost their farms. Government, they try to see how the NDMA, the National Disaster Management Agency, go help you now. But you do effort. Una area government, una plant. Now God now send the rain for cancer like that. Now we get for begin look at how the pattern of the rain get for be because the climate don't change. What do we expect? They say rain they begin from June to October. That rain time they don't change you. Okay. Now rain they run till until December. A rain go day up to July in no can safe. So the calendar that is the time for plant and all that don't shift. The Ministry of Agriculture now get for SIDOM and plot all the data we then get, all the measurement we then make. Then they give a new timetable now. We go match this fast change in climate change. So yes, I believe say the people them everything they go right. And I want to tell you thank you, we want to keep the peace. I want to tell you thank you, and especially I always like to talk this. My own people them. Aero Tonkolili. Aero Bambali. Aero Karene district. Aero Poloko district. Yangiru Watalu. Tombo. Then Tinaf Masuan. Santem ne Sagbatru. Keretemo tema pa problemi. De metep. Mapa obote. Dita metepi. So iye makaman tarakpai. Ang government sa empo ire. Iye makaman no ni kant of. Olanek pa ang government sa ire tats nga be. Aire try. Hospital. Kama baretol, kama baran doctor, baran nurse. School, baran teacher, baran school. Arameso school kake wato wat. Even kata bomb. Oropit kami rombong kani wato eri kake mtiko ro school. En fait ba encore school. Loko anko ya biko aram. Kake president bi modire arame school.
But even as that quality remains a problem Alpha Khan. The school level
the quality you see you can take a horse to the river, you can't force him to drink. Now, the parents themselves get issue.
We still get many schools now. We still get many schools now, but local, Kailahum, Puja, and many other parts. We begin still sit on stone in a class, but nonetheless, Alpha Khan.
Well, but then they go school.
Alpha Khan,
you know, Guinea. All man now back then they went for go school.
Guinea is not silent.
Now they come. No, but let me tell you.
But Guinea is not
the essence is access. They get access to school.
Access, but the quality remains a problem.
The quality now for improve and small.
I want to say many thanks to you, Alpha Khan. You now the presidential spokesman. Now the office of president. It's been a pleasure as always for getting at the studios. It's always an insightful moments with you for getting at the studios.
Yeah, so many things and all that. Thank you very much. After my marriage, obonemi tate manyo ikake. Tati so sula kama unapunkesu. Electoral justice, this and that. And I correct it. Electoral justice now for keep the peace. That's what it means. In English, electoral justice is a process that promotes lawful conduct of democratic means. That is, if you follow the law, for which you want to do. When they say electoral, so when Passamura don't tell them, I say, na electoral justice they look for. It not mean say, when I go on the street, it means say, when I left me no more, I go find way, where I go find the rights, the way, where they go one day tell me, say, whether they talk not true or not true. That is going to the courts.
Okay, thank you so very much, Alpha Khan. It's been a pleasure having you in the program. Many thanks to me audience. I mean, the people who follow the program from across the globe. This is not the Outfits program as always. They come here every Wednesday at 8 p.m. and I repeat they come on Saturday at 3 p.m. Nonetheless, I say many thanks again to the production team. You don't bring the program to my name is Samuel Ibrahim Kolmatolo. Meet again for another fresh edition of Hot Seats. I say have yourself a wonderful day. Stay blessed, stay away of trouble, and then bye-bye.